anyways, that was a eventful start to this review. But so I just got done watching this film, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I already have a immediate rating for this film. Actually, I do. So this is my official rating for the film, just to start us off. Let me see here. Yeah, so personally, I'm feeling about 5 out of 10 for this film. Unfortunately, like here's the thing. I think the production is pretty solid for the most part. Like, the movie opens with David Glatzel, this little boy who's being possessed by this demon, and we got Ed and Lorraine there, desperately trying to get this demon out of him, and then the demon like jumps into Arnie. But the only thing that's weird is that like this, it seems like the entire cast seems oblivious to the fact that the demon jumped into Arnie, which irks me. Like how did no one notice that this like Satanist demon just jumped from the boy into Arnie? I'm not sure how that went, like, unbeknownst for everyone else, but anyway. But yeah, if anything, I feel like this movie made me made me really sleepy. Like, the movie made me want to take a nap more than anything else. This is probably one of the most unscary movies that I've seen in quite some time. There's a moment where the little boy David, he's on top of a waterbed, and there's a jump scare sequence with the waterbed that it kind of got me. It kind of got me just a little bit, and I really don't like waterbeds. Not that there's a direct correlation there, but outside of that, I mean, you know, there's this demon woman that we see throughout the film. I didn't catch her name, but I believe she's played by the actress Bonnie Aarons, I think. I didn't catch the name of the main villainous demon woman that's causing all the problems. You know, there's like this there's some kind of like little shrine, some like witchcraft shrine that's like causing all these issues. The house that David and Arnie were staying at, it's like it's been cursed. So it's like Arnie's been cursed, and I believe that this is based on a true story, apparently. In fact, in the end credits, there's a moment where we see. I've never done research into these movies, and I don't really remember the second film. And I don't remember the first film that well off the top of my head, but I know I gave it like an 8 out of 10. So I never researched into these films, but apparently the Warrens were real people, I think. Actually, I'm about to look into this right now. Warren in real life. Apparently these were real people. Yeah, apparently Ed and Lorraine Warren were real people. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm looking at some images of them right now. Holy shit. Yeah, apparently they were real people. What the fuck? That's kind of creepy. And yeah, this particular movie is based on a true story. But yeah, you know, during the end credits, they show real life footage of Ed and Lorraine, and I was like, what? And then they're showing like newspaper clippings and footage of the real guy. What was his name? Arnie, right? Also, there's a moment during the end credits where they play actual audio from the exorcism from Arnie or David. I forgot which one. I'm not gonna lie, that threw me off course. To be honest with you, the moment these real life moments in the end credits, that was more creepy and scarier than this entire film. Like, in fact, it almost makes me think like maybe they should have done like a weird mirror effect. Like, I feel like the movie should have been like 50% real life imagery and footage and audio mixed with the fictitious audio and imagery. You know what I'm saying? Like doing a dance between the two. I feel like that would have made this movie like, it's actually pretty fucking creepy. That's actually a good idea for a movie. Fuck, I should do that for a movie. Anyway, but the part with the end credits was actually pretty creepy. It's a shame that the rest of the movie did not feel that way. It's, again, I think the production's pretty solid. Like, you know, at the beginning of the film where they're trying to cast the fucking demon out of David, you know, and David, he's doing that weird, I'm gonna twist my body into a pretzel demon shit, you know. That seems to be the rage in exorcism movies in today's time. Watching the possessed person, seeing their body contort, kind of like The Grudge, seeing their body contort like a pretzel while they're like, that seems to be the thing that gets people going. I think it's kind of laughable. Like, there's a moment during the third act where Arnie, like, he's in the hospital room and like the windows are blown out. Well, I guess he's in prison, but the windows are being blown out, and like Arnie's body, he's doing the whole pretzel thing. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed. Just because it was just getting too exaggerated, you know, and fucking be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay. I don't know. There's too much familiarity. There's just too many cliches. For example, almost every, with the exception of the waterbed moment, like every single jump scare is predictable, and you can see it from a mile away. Like, literally, you can almost time it. You can literally be like, and the jump scare is coming in 1, 2, 3. Oh, there it is. You know what I mean? There's another cliche thing they do with Ed Warren. Like, because something happens to Ed Warren where throughout most of the film, Ed Warren is basically, he's like handicapped. He's got like this like heart problem in this movie, which I thought was whack, but whatever. But yeah, there's a few scenes where Ed, he'll be like, you know, running and shit, and he'll forget his heart medicine, and it's like, of course he would forget his fucking heart medicine. There's a bunch of cliches like that. There was a pretty whack moment where Lorraine, she gets too close. She gets too close to a cliff, and she almost falls off. And there's like this dramatic moment where Ed is trying to like save her from falling off the cliff, and he's like, "Ah!" And you can tell that there's got to be like CGI like here and there in the periphery, but whatever. I don't know. It just seems this whole movie just seems too familiar. A lot of these scares, you can see them coming from a mile away. So the movie's real predictable. The movie genuinely is unscary. I mean, maybe if I was stuck in the middle of fucking nowhere in a place that was really creepy and that was said to be haunted, and I was watching this movie, like maybe under those pretenses, this movie might actually be creepy, but it's just like, it didn't scare me at all. It didn't scare me at all. Like, if this movie was a pillow, I would hug it, no problem. Like, it wasn't scary whatsoever. It was a bit fun, sort of, but I think that's just because I love horror films. But it just made me sleepy. It was, dare I say, pretty boring for the most part. This movie was equivalent to like a friend of yours that's in the house somewhere that's desperately is trying to scare you, and it's just not working. It's just not working. Like every time your buddy pops out from behind the wall, it's like, my nigga, I seen you coming from like 50 feet away. That's what this movie is like. The acting is kind of meh. You know, the music, the sound effects is kind of meh. The production's pretty good. You know, like the sets and stuff. Every time there's like explosions. There's one weird moment where Lorraine, she's like walking in some dark place, and she sees another version of herself. Like that moment was kind of trippy. Kind of reminded me of a moment from the Last Jedi, which that's kind of weird. But all in all, like it's just fucking. There's nothing special about this movie. There's nothing scary about this movie. There's nothing memorable about this movie. And I don't see myself watching this movie ever again, if I'm being honest with you. I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't waste money at the movie theaters to go see this bad boy. I don't know. Maybe the only reason to watch this movie is if, like, you know someone who's a scaredy cat and you're trying to go on a date with them. Maybe in that context, going to go see this movie with this person might be a good idea. But other than that, you've seen scarier elsewhere many times over. Okay. Again, I'm feeling a 5 out of 10 on it. Didn't really do much for me, if I'm being honest with you. It was I thought it was pretty whack, to be honest with you.